What if I told you the same technology that powers your city could also destroy it? Uranium enrichment is one of the most dangerous and misunderstood processes in global politics. Today, we are breaking down what it is, how it works, and how it is at the heart of geopolitics. Uranium, in its natural state, isn't quite ready for nuclear power or nuclear weapons. It is mostly made of U-238, but non-fissile isotope. The good stuff? U-235, the kind that splits atoms and unleash immense energy, makes up less than 1%. Uranium enrichment actually means the enrichment of U-235. For power plants, you need 3 to 5%. For medical and research purposes, you need 20%. But for nuclear weapons, you need 90% or more. That's what we call a weapons-grade uranium. Today, the most common method is gas centrifuge process. Here's how it works. Uranium is turned into a gas called uranium hexafluoride or UF6. This gas is spun at incredible speeds inside the centrifuges. The slightly lighter U-235 come and gather at the center, while the U-238 spreads on the outside. After thousands of cycles, you get highly concentrated U-235s. There are also other ways of doing this. One of them is gaseous diffusion, which is now obsolete, and the secretive laser enrichment process, which is small, efficient, and extremely dangerous from a proliferation standpoint. To understand why uranium enrichment commands the world's attention, we need to see it not just from a scientific view, but also from a global political view. Uranium enrichment is the textbook use of dual-use technology. On one hand, it powers powerful nuclear programs. On the other hand, it could bring a country to the brink of a nuclear state. This duality makes this nuclear enrichment so sensitive. It's not illegal, but whoever controls it, how much they enrich, and where they do it is the main issue. Since the early 2000s, Iran has been enriching their nuclear enrichment under the claim of peaceful energy use. But by 2021, it began enriching it up to 60% or more, which is well above civilian energy use. As of 2025, estimates suggest that Iran has stockpiled enough uranium to make a nuclear weapon. That's what BB says, which is still not proved. Because Israel is always thinking whenever Iran will make a nuclear weapon, their first destination would be Israel. The JCPOA in 2015 was aimed to cap Iran and its nuclear enrichment to be at 3.67%. But after the US withdrawal from it in 2018 by the great President Trump, Iran ramped up activities, triggering global concern, especially from Israel, which sees Iran's nuclear capabilities as its existential threat. Now let's talk about North Korea. North Korea secretly built centrifuge-based nuclear sites. It tested its first nuclear weapon in 2006 and continues to expand its arsenal. Enrichment gave Pyongyang independence from foreign plutonium supplies, making it a self-sufficient nuclear state. Now let's talk about the India-Pakistan arms race. Both nations are non-signatories of the Non-Proliferation Treaty. India enriches uranium for nuclear submarines and potentially thermonuclear weapons. Pakistan primarily uses highly enriched uranium in its nuclear arsenal, fueling a regional arms race. An enrichment plan is more than just an infrastructure. It's a bargaining chip. It gives countries leverages in negotiations. Iran's ability to enrich uranium has allowed it to negotiate from a position of strength, even with so many sanctions. A prime example of it we just saw with the 12-day war among USA, Israel, and Iran. This war was under Iran's terms, not by USA's terms or Israel's terms. No matter what the world says, it was under Iran's terms. Now let's talk about Japan. Japan has the world's third largest stockpile of plutonium and has a massive enrichment capability, but still remains as a non-nuclear state. This can sometimes be called as a nuclear hedge, the capability to go nuclear if necessary. The Non-Proliferation Treaty allows for peaceful enrichment under strict IAEA guards. But enrichment is tough. IAEA inspections are limited to declared sites. Covert enrichment, like North Korea's, often go undetected until it's too late. A former IAEA chief once told that the problem isn't just with the technology, it is the intention behind the technology. Now let's talk about the proxy wars that are going on. Black market networks have supplied enrichment technology to Libya, Iran, and North Korea. Pakistan's scientist AQ successfully ran a global smuggling operation, distributing designs of gas centrifuges to multiple countries. Even today, dual-use components like vacuum pumps, frequency converters, or specialized bearing are tracked and restricted globally. Let's not talk about the emerging risks. Laser enrichment is highly efficient and compact, difficult to detect, and much harder to regulate. Some fear that if this tech spreads, it could democratize the bomb, can have access to it. Meanwhile, AI-enhanced surveillance is helping monitor undetected sites by identifying anomalies in satellite imagery, monitoring supply chain data, predicting breakout scenarios in real time. So why it still matters in the age of geopolitical instability, ability to enrich uranium is becoming more and more strategic than ever. Power and balance. Researchers and analysts warn that enrichment possesses massive risks due to its efficiency and size. One peer-reviewed study of the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists call it the ultimate proliferation nightmare. AI and satellite are now being used to monitor enrichment facilities globally. This is part of the new arms control frontier: data, detection, and deterrence. So here's the bottom line. Uranium enrichment is non-negotiable for power, but a serious risk for global security. It sits at the intersection of diplomacy, science, and warfare. The more we understand it, the better it is for the future. If my video helped you in any way, please hit subscribe. See you next time.